everyone, welcome back for another video. Thanks for joining me. Today's video is about the Spear LT. So real quick. All right, we are empty. This is the 11.5 inch 5.56 LT. And if you want a full in-depth video, this isn't for you. This is just from some regular guy talking about Spear LT. So we're gonna do this, I guess, Grand Thumb style, go tip to butt. So let's start off at this end. So we do have the Dead Air Sandman S. If you want a fuller video on this suppressor, go check out the video in the top corner, and I will link the one that I did to this. Go check that video out if you want any more info on it. So this is the Sandman S. So far, no complaints about it, but we will talk about future plans of this gun towards the end of the video. But for now, Sandman S is on there. So far, so good. No complaints with this. I kind of primarily leave it on my 300 blackout gun, but it's on here now. Actually, it's pretty good with the FDE on this gun as opposed to my 300 blackout gun that is all black, but it is what it is. Under that is actually Dead Air muzzle brake or flash hider, whatever you call it. This is made for the Sig taper, so there are no shims in there, so it kind of doesn't line up perfectly. The suppressor, I have little marks on it, kind of lines up at the bottom over here somewhere, but a lot of people have trouble taking off the Sig muzzle device. From my experience, it was not hard at all. I did take the barrel out of the gun. I soaked it in water for like 15-20 minutes outside. It was pretty warm out that day. I don't know if that's even necessary, but then I went to the garage, took an impact gun, put like a 3/4 socket, I think it was, on the impact gun. I literally just tapped it with the trigger and it came right off. I know some people have a lot of trouble getting this off. So with Rockset, the heat doesn't do anything to it. That's why you would use it on this. What I've heard, possibly water kind of soaks in and kind of breaks it down. But the main thing from what I understand is something like an impact gun, that like shock kind of like helps crack it loose. And that's maybe why it came off so easy. But I know some people have had big issues with that, but try impact gun. And then moving down from there, we do have the MSRP handbrake. I forget if this is the mini one or the large one, but kind of fits there very nice. This is a pistol, so we don't have the vertical front grip, but I like it. Fits in there pretty nice. The top here, I think this was Ferro Concepts. I don't remember who made this. This is like a little Picatinny mount to get your little QD for your sling here. So kind of nice because there is no QD mount on this anywhere other than the one on the back here for the back end of the sling. So pretty nice. Kind of, I originally had it a little further forward to kind of have like a spot to grab, but now that I got the handbrake, I moved it back a little bit just to make it in a good spot, but kind of like it. Then we'll just go right over to the sling right here. So this is the Edgar Sherman design. I used to have a T-Rex arms on this actually. I think I like the mechanism a little better on the T-Rex arms but this has a better strap to grab, but the T-Rex arms had a better like shoulder strap. So moving on back a little bit, the optics, we got a Sig Sauer 4XT Pro. I got it a little bit of a discount. I like it, no complaints with it. I was kind of on the fence with a couple different ones. Got the kill flash on there. I don't know, no complaints, works good. If I would prefer this over the regular 4T Pro, I don't know. This one works great. I have no complaints so far. Moving back a little bit more, magnifier. This is a Vortex 3X, Vortex Micro 3X. Got this one at a deal as well. It has a little flip to the side mount, so if you want to just go with your optic or a little magnification, cool, it works. Eye box, not the greatest with where I have it. It actually needs to slide back a little bit, but if I slide it back a little bit, I can't get my hand there for the charging handle just because the little QD mount on the magnifier itself. So that's why it is where it is. I wouldn't mind it further back. I would probably prefer it back like over here somewhere, because then you could really get a full eye box. But go back, then you have just a little bit of a handle there and it's not big enough. So that's something we're gonna talk about in a second. Then I guess last but not least would be the SB Tactical folding brace. So that's your gun, folding brace, that, boom, or strap it around your arm, whatever it is. No complaints. Love the look, love the aesthetic of this gun. That's the main reason I'm pretty excited about it. I just love the aesthetic of this gun. If you see, piston guns where you don't need the whole buffer system are pretty sexy. I am a big fan of this, but let's explain a little bit more now. All right, let's go into some of the future plans I have for this. So first thing would be, we'll work our way down. So first thing would be the can that's on here. I do want to get a dedicated 5.56 can, so kind of ones that are in the running in my mind would be the Cat White Bread or the Silencer Co. Velos R2, and then also the Huxwork can. Do want a flow through can. That's what I'm thinking of for the front end. That's down the road. Move on back a little bit more. I do want to get the Unity risers for this, so that would lift the Sig optic up a little bit, which is the same footprint as the aim point, and then your magnifier would be the flip to center that kind of like flips down instead of off to the side like this, because right now flips down to the side. The flip to center, they're up taller, and you kind of flip it down and flip it up, and I believe with that it will fix this situation over here. I could get the magnifier back a little bit, so I could get a pretty good eye box when I need that, because technically 90% of the time I do not need it, but those small times when you want to shoot it out, you don't want the stuff in the way. But there's that. Then the other thing that the risers will help out with is this situation back here. So right now, if you see it, I have this mounted all the way down to the bottom. That is kind of my makeshift riser. When you get down here, the rest of the gun's a little bit higher to kind of give these a little bit higher, if that makes sense. In my head, it makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense to you guys at all, but that's why I have that set up like that, just so it kind of brings everything up a little bit. The back end, kind of happy with this, but JMac Customs, I believe, makes a cool extension piece, and then I forget the company that makes the back pieces, like kind of makes it look like a pretty cool setup. You could get that in FDE or black. Comes with like a little cheek riser and stuff, considering that in the future, but main goals right now would be new can for the front, and then the risers. Don't know which order I'm gonna do that in. Probably can, since that's gonna cost the most, is just kind of rip the Band-Aid off on that one, get that out of the way. But there you go. What do you think of it? Oh, one other thing we might do in the future, not sure if I'm gonna do it on this or not, to be honest, but flashlight for the front, just so you have something there for illumination. So I took this camping with me this weekend. It was more just to get some of the B-roll you saw at the beginning of the video. But it would have been nice to have a flashlight just for when it gets dark, since I already had it with me. In the future, I'd probably wind up just taking the 300 blackout build that I have, so throwing a flashlight on that would be more beneficial. One other thing I might change on it, I'm not sure yet, is this grip, to see if I could get one that maybe is a little bit more vertical. Just my grip, where it kind of throws me, well, I'll put some B-roll on the screen, but it kind of puts my finger at like a weird spot on this trigger, since it is just a little like trigger shoe with the little curve out, which isn't an issue on this because this is a straight trigger. This is the LaRue straight trigger, so there's no issue on that. You could grab anywhere on that and not have an issue. Plus this is a little bit more, I think this might be a little more vertical, so kind of have some things to like think about, but it is what it is. Now, would I do this again for however much these cost? $2,500. I actually got them got this at like a 10% off sale, so it was a little bit less than that. But with the optics and everything, you're looking at a lot of money. Would I do this again? Me personally, yes. I don't shoot this enough yet to make it very beneficial to give like, oh, these are great, the best guns ever. I only have, to be honest with you, I probably only have a couple hundred rounds through this gun, but no complaints with it. I do like it, aesthetic-wise, perfect. So this is, also there's a video on this one. This is my 300 blackout gun. Kind of use this as kind of like my home defense style gun. So this is the one that I was talking about putting the flashlight on. So the cost of this gun was just a little bit under just doing a full upper for the Spear LT. So the other thing I would consider, and if I were you, the thing I would consider in the future if you were doing the Spear LT, before you do this, get the Spear LT in whichever caliber you want. If you want the 300 blackout first or the 5.56, then just get the upper for the other. So you have all the same manual of arms on your gun. It is a typical AR, so you don't have to worry about the ambi stuff on it. So like this one, so this gun here, this is a Sons of Liberty lower. This has an ambi bolt release, but you can't lock it back with this. Obviously you have your controls over here that you could drop your bolt, or you could do it up here. Pretty cool. Once again, you don't have to worry about that because you have all your standard AR controls. Then you have your Spear LT, which you can lock from there or drop it there, or lock it back there. You also have a mag release, ambi mag release, so it would be cool to just have the same gun for everything. That all you would really need to do is just buy another optic for it, and you don't have to worry about having a whole nother gun. But more guns, better, right? I don't think I've ever actually shot a rifle lefty, but the ambi safeties, when your finger's straight out, kind of digs into your hand right there. So not the end of the world, but I kind of like the non-ambi just because you don't have to worry about that. So I think we're gonna end it there because it's just a whole bunch of rambling. What do you think of these builds? I think they look awesome. Who doesn't like a Spear LT? Even though Sig kind of has like iffy track record with QC, or maybe more with the handguns than the rifles. But would you buy one? Would you buy this? Would you buy a Geisley? Like, what would you buy instead? Me personally, I'm going with this just because I love the aesthetic of it. Looks awesome. Let's see what the future brings us. So new can, risers, stuff like that. And maybe we'll start shooting a little bit more. My local range, we haven't done it in a little while. Sometimes they do PCSL, so I might try to start doing that, where you can actually run around, shoot your AR a little bit, switch the handgun. Probably cool. Sounds like it would be a lot of fun. And then on the other hand, you actually get to shoot your guns instead of just whatever random times you get to go to the range. I will see you guys in the next one. Hit that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Peace out. Stay strapped to get clapped. Little loud.